everybody, how are we? I hope everyone's well. Let's see what we've got here in the chat. I have been suffering from anxiety and find it hard to leave the house. Okay, with anxiety, what is anxiety? So anxiety comes from you feeling worried, scared. You're feeling anxious all the time, right? You don't know what's going to happen. It's the unknown. Your brain is ticking over, making up untold stories in your head about what potentially could happen. And when I say this, I mean, okay, so I've got to go to the shops today, right? But my anxiety is kicking off real bad. And I've got 6 stories in my head. I could get a puncture in my car and I could delay my day and I might be late for my kids. Oh, I shouldn't go. I might have to stay at home and miss it. Or what happens if I go out and someone tries to take my money? Or what if I bump into someone I don't like? There's a lot of things that can happen. A lot of things that could happen. But you're making the stories up in your head, right? They don't actually exist. It's you with a safety mechanism, because that's what it is. Your brain wants you to feel comfortable. This is why we call it the comfort zone, right? Now, when you're going to be put into a situation like going out for dinner, going to a job, going to a meeting, it's coming out your comfort zone, right? So what then happens? Your brain's like, whoa, no, we don't want to do that. So this is where anxiety comes in. The anxiety is a safety mechanism your brain does to stop you from being uncomfortable. So I always talk to you about being uncomfortable. This is the hard work it takes because of that word anxiety. And of course, your heart rate goes up, you start sweating, you can't think straight, you think the world is literally ending. Living with anxiety is a battle. They're already trying their best to win. Don't make it worse by telling them things like, you'll be fine. Listen to them and be there for them. Instead, they'll need your presence more than you'll be okay. And that is because you've put your barriers up, your heart rate's gone, you can't register reality, because in your head 100 mile an hour is thinking all these things, and you're hyperventilating, you can't digest everything you're thinking, and you start panicking. All right, and it always comes down to one word: fear. Life is a precious gift. Don't let fear stop you living the life you truly desire. Go out, explore, and make your wildest dreams a reality. Don't give up. Talk to people about it and break it down. And this is why I'm breaking it down for you, because I know you're struggling with it, right? But understand what is actually happening to you. And then this way, when we understand what's going on, okay, yeah, so you're right. I don't want to go to shops because I'm thinking all these things. I don't want to do those things. So when you're understanding your brain is fighting you so that you're not feeling uncomfortable, you now need to overpower yourself and say, no, it's going to be all right, I'm safe. You have to tell you're safe. Tell yourself time and time again, you're safe. You're safe. I mean, when I talk to people on the phone now, I get a lot of phone calls from people who, when I coach people that have anxiety and they're having an anxiety attack. And the first thing you do, whoa, calm down. Right, with anxiety, when someone is having a panic attack, or you feel like you're losing control, or your mind is starting to race, this is when you put in practices, right? And one of the ones I found that has worked best for people is the breathing technique. Get your breathing under control. So how do we do that? So we inhale. So we inhale for 3 to 5 seconds. We hold it for 3 to 5 seconds. And then we exhale 3 to 5 seconds. Now, why you're doing this, okay, this is actually an SAS protocol that they use. Of course, they're going to come under immense pressure and they need to calm themselves down. So this breathing technique is proven to slow down your heart rate. So what do? We do this, and when I tell people to do it, obviously the people on the SAS on the front line can't do this, but you can. So sit down, shut your eyes, and count the numbers, right? Take your mind to concentrate on what you are doing, and not let your mind race around, because what you need to do is take back the control of your mind, because you don't have that. That's why you're panicking, because your mind and your body are fighting each other right now. That's why your mind's going blah, 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 and your body's you're fighting each other. You're not in line, because if you were in line, your brain wouldn't let your body get to that point, because it would say, whoa, we're good, man, we're good. No matter what happens inside here, it's the reality around us that's real, because those thoughts that we get put in our head, how many negative thoughts do you have in a day, and how many positive ones do you have? 90% of the population, I can guarantee, will probably have more negative thoughts than they will have positive ones in the day. Why? Because the positive ones are the harder ones to have. Negative thoughts will keep you where you are. That's your safety zone. That's your comfort zone. Again, I talked about it, but that's the safety mechanism for you. It will keep you there, and you don't want that. And that word fear is something you're going to have to overcome. But you've got to understand, the fear that you're feeling is something that doesn't exist. It only exists in here. Okay, so what we do, baby steps. As I always talk to you about it, whenever we're in recovery, trying to heal ourselves, trying to motivate ourselves, trying to progress in life, that word baby steps is number one. You don't rush the process. You enjoy the process. You enjoy the process, and you build it so solid that when we say that word failure, if something doesn't work, you don't go back to the beginning. You don't, because you're building foundations, and it's very imperative that you do that. All right. So again, with anxiety, get back your breathing. Right. Can get back the control, because that is what you've lost. You've lost that initial control to process your thoughts, along with controlling your emotions to deal with that thought. You've gone all skew with. So that breathing technique will help you get back in line. And again, anxiety, fear, what is the other word that's hiding behind that? Self-love, self-motivation. Because if you had that self-love, that motivation, that self-belief, would you fear going to the shops? Ask yourself that question, because I always say this, because I do believe self-love, anxiety, depression, they're all interlinked. They are all interlinked. Anxiety is a form of depression. It's coming out in a different form. It's the safety mechanism. And a lot of people I speak to, when they have one, the other one will arise. It's quite strange how they do come part and parcel, because I do think with the depression, what you start to do is isolate yourself. Okay, that's the first thing you do. You isolate yourself from the world. You don't want to talk to anyone. You start shutting the doors. You don't go out. Okay, so your comfort zone's your house again. We talked about this. And now what happens? You've got to leave that house. Safety mechanism kicks in up here. That's where you get the sweats, the over breathing, the can't think, the don't want to leave, the fear. All of those things will come from the bounce of depression, of what has happened through the depression that will cause anxiety. So they do go part and parcel. So how do we overcome them? Self-love, self-motivation, self-belief. You know that you're safe. Know that you can walk down the street and go and get your groceries and come back with a smile, smell the fresh air, see the trees, and you're going to be safe. But that's on you to work on you, right? But that word, don't fear it, please. We give a lot of things in this world that the power because we fear it. But there is no reason to fear it. Understand it. Once you understand it, you'll understand there's nothing to fear. And this is why I try and break it down to people when I talk to them about anxiety, because it's a scary word. And when people think, oh, my anxiety is kicking in, it hurts, right? Because it's automatically a defeat. You haven't won that battle. When someone says to me, my anxiety is coming on, they haven't won that battle, because they're just waiting. They're just waiting. They're panicking. And it's not until they get their breathing back on control, they can take that control back. This is why it's very, very important to keep in control of your breathing, because your breathing keeps yourself in line. Your concentration, your thoughts, your emotions, everything. Your breathing will control everything. You can, if you're in a state, for example, hysterical crying, if I sat down with you and I did that breathing technique, you would calm down. Your breathing. If you speak to anyone spiritual, anything like that, they will always tell you breath work is the most important work. And in day-to-day life, that's so true as well, because you want to be in control of you, right? All those that suffer from anxiety are like, I hate it. Well, I don't know when it's coming on. It's like they fear it because they know it's coming, but they don't know when it's going to come on. Like, they're calling it on themselves. Those that don't fear that word and know what it's about and go, okay, it comes, I'm going to deal with it. I'm going to do my breath work. I'm going to calm myself down. I'm going to move forward. Those are the ones that will go past that word anxiety. And you know, when I say life's a test, we got to pass the tests. Again, this is one of them. Anxiety will come in because it's saying to you, are you going to go out or are you going to stay in your shell? Am I going to keep you in your comfort zone or are you going to go and blossom? It's on you to do that, but it is a test that you do have to overcome. So how do you overcome it? Self-belief, self-motivation, take your breath work. And know one thing. You're safe. I keep saying it, I know, because when I talk to people in the ring, they don't feel safe. You don't. And you are. I promise you that. So people, when that word anxiety comes, don't fear it. All right? Don't fear it. Understand it. Understand what your body is doing and when it is doing it. And then you can combat it. Like with mental health, a lot of it is understanding why you're doing what you're doing, right? But people don't take that time. They're like, oh, I'm depressed, I don't want to talk to anyone. But why are you that way? What's gone on in your life to make you feel that way? What can we do to heal the initial problem, to stop you having what this word now anxiety is brought on from you, from this trauma you've had before? And that's a lot of it does come down to trauma as well. With anxiety, something will happen in your life that will now trigger it because of that word fear. It's put that word fear in your head from a past experience. So when something like that comes up again, oh no, not going back there again, that anxiety is going to kick in hard. It's going to stop.
Oh God, please, no, 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 no!
Stop you from doing it. It's a safety mechanism. And yes, when you look at it like that, you're like, okay, well, if I've got burnt before and my anxiety is going to stop me getting burnt again, isn't that a good thing? Well, no. How are you going to live? How are you going to go and experience the best parts of the world, the best parts of your life? Love, excitement, those holidays, you know? How are you going to experience living if you're kept in your shell? There are pros and cons. A little bit of pain, yeah? Pain doesn't last. It will heal. That word fear will keep you there. And we don't want that. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Until the next video.